throughout the nation and around the globe. From his heart to yours, it's Dearjames Live, bringing you intuitive insight, answers, and advice to your life questions.
Hello, beautiful soul family, and welcome to Weekly Wisdom and Insights, your home for spiritually guided transformation and empowerment. I am your host, Dearjames, and together with the unseen, we look at the current energies, we take your questions live, and we listen to the intuitive guidance that they are providing all of us. And welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a very funny thing. I want to start off with this because I was off last week, as you know. And so on the previous show, I said, well, I'll see you on the 29th. Well, there is no February 29th. It's not a leap year. And so, however, the number 29 plays a pivotal, powerful role in these energies for March 1st, for this transformation, this massive transformation that's coming about. And so you're going to see how everything's purposeful and this 29. And we talked about it in that show. And so it's very ironic that that was this Freudian slip of mine, and yet it's purposeful. So here we are, March 1st, 2023, and the energies and what's forthcoming is so, as the Lady Jacqueline would say, it's her term, so juicy, so good, so vibrant and verdant. And so we're going to jump into it. As I always say at the top of the hour, hello, Ann. I hope everyone is doing well. Yes, welcome. As you're joining, please put in the comments where you're joining from. Say hello, and that way we know that you're there. And place your comments, any questions, and we will incorporate them throughout the broadcast. So let's jump into, we're going to look at the current energies. And I just want to go from the current energies into the main energies. So for Weekly Wisdom and Insights, yes, France, my second home. I love, love, love France. So here up on the screen is the main energies for 3/1/23. And 3 is about difficult at the beginning. So difficult beginnings, and it's about persevering. So this is from the I Ching, the hexagram 3. And so it represents the fact that the creative force and the receptive force, 1 and 2, are coming together, the Trinity. And it's saying to us, you know, there may be difficulty at the beginning, but it's because it's new. It's because it's uncertain. It's because things are being, you know, it's the melting pot, the melding, the forge, the temperance card. It's about this, what comes together, the iron ore and the fire and so forth, to be forged, to be refined, and that we're being guided to persevere through this moment. And this is a big change because remember, we're going to get to it, but remember that we've got two major planets, Saturn and Pluto, changing signs. Pluto not since the French and American revolutions, not since the founding of 1777, 76. It's this era. And so it's a big change. And then obviously the first, we have the creative energy in essence showing up twice, and it means to initiate. And so here we're at the precipice of this, you know, we look at the new year, January, as like the start of the new year to initiate new things and everything. And yet we had a Mercury retrograde at the first of the year. And so we had this slow roll, this easy roll, and we had a few planets retrograde at the beginning of the year. All planets are now direct. They've been direct for a few weeks now, almost a month. And so what the unseen is saying to us is now is the time to really initiate. And again, we may have difficulty at the beginning, finding our way, getting our feet under us and everything. However, it's going to be auspicious. And you're going to see with this green, you see the theme of green. You saw it in the intro video, this green. It's been playing a role. It's going to continue to play a role because it represents the limitless prosperity and abundance, and what comes organically and naturally to us. It represents the magic of the universe. So we then have 2023 as a 7 year. So it's army, legions, and it's about correct discipline. It's about listening and going as guided. It's about being proactive, not reactive. And so we have this whole year, it's going to be about being proactive, taking the right steps at the right time, knowing, that the gambler, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. It's going to be this kind of energy that is going to sustain us and serve us so well. The 3/1/2023 culminates in an 11, and an 11 a way through. An 11 represents peace, and they're saying to us, we have this. The founding basis of this is peace, and so for us to be calm, to relax into all of this challenge, and challenge is opportunity. So relax into all of this opportunity, because that's what it all is. There's no need. I'm going to bring this up now. It's this beautiful quote. I did a post on Facebook with it, on all of my social media, but it was, be fearless, not afraid. The time will come. And the time will come for us, and you see the golden wheat, the golden harvest, the golden opportunities. It's the golden ticket. It's about being fearless, not afraid. So we're using this 11, this peace, this calm, this relax. And then we also see the 3 and the 1, right? 3 and 1 is a 4, it's foundational, but it was 31 that popped out as well. And 31 is about influence, wooing, and then to woo, to cultivate, to be wooed, to allow others to woo us, court us, present to us, to tell us their offer, to tell us what they would like to do, and to be within that influence, in that collaboration, and in that fluidity with others, and allow that wooing, to be wooed, to woo. It's this beautiful thing. And that was, again, in the show of February 15th/22nd, this wooing, because 31 came up. So here we are, March 1st, and we have these really auspicious energies. And again, the 29, you're going to see how the 29, I'm going to bring it up right now because it's part of our astrological influences. You're going to see how the astrological influence of this month of March, of this moment in time, and how it's about major shifts. Why? Because Saturn enters Pisces on March 7th, which is also the Virgo full moon. Pluto enters Aquarius on 3/23/23. This doubling down, literally, this is the major shift. Pluto entering Aquarius, and this doubling down of it, this amplifying of it, magnifying of it. Both Saturn and Pluto are at the ANARETIC degree of 29 degrees. And remember from the previous show, the ANARETIC degree is the degree of faith. It is the degree of not giving up. It is about pushing forward, pushing through, full faith and trust, going as guided, knowing that your deliverance is at hand. So we have your deliverance, individual, the micro, the macro. We have some major deliverance at hand. And here it comes. And you can see on your screen, we've got this radiating sun, the 29th degree, because it's also about letting go of the past, right? And you're going to see how this hexagram 29 speaks to this, speaks to all of this. So our mantra for this time, and really going forward, our mantra up on the screen, you can see the 4-leaf clovers, the luck of the Irish. And there is, and just take this image in. You see the stars, there's 3 stars. It's like they're saying to me, it's the wisdom stars of the East. It is about an ancient lineage. It is about what we term make-believe, otherworldly, other folklore, things that have been a part of us that we talk about as myth or folklore and so forth. And the reality of the basis of their truth, the reality of their truth. And so here this is our mantra, and just keep saying it to yourself: the luck of the Irish, the luck of the Irish, the luck of the Irish, because it will invoke this image of rainbows, leprechauns, four-leaf clovers, pots of gold, all of these, unicorns, all of these fantastical riches, elementals that come forth in this massive moment of transition and change. And I just want to bring up and go to where this originated, because the luck of the Irish, it said during the gold and silver rush years in the second half of the 19th century, a number of the most famous and successful miners were of Irish and Irish American birth. Over time, this association of the Irish with mining fortunes led to the expression luck of the Irish. So just take that in for a second. It's in the second half of the 19th century. It's in relation to gold, the mining of gold and silver, the creative force, the receptive force, the sun, the moon, gold, silver, and how they seem to have, the Irish, seem to have this innate luck, or this innate oneness with the verdantness, this green, this opportunity, this prosperity. And that's what we're talking about. And of course, that's associated. March 17th, it is St. Patrick's Day. So yes, the month of March is associated. However, the unseen, when they gave this to me, they were saying, this is the new. This is what's on tap, this verdant, luxurious green. Remember, here it is again. I'm going to pull it up really quickly. Green, the beauty of abundance, the power of source. And you can see the verdantness, the gold, the magicness of it. And that's what's on tap. Good morning, Brigitte. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Colleen. Welcome all. Thank you so much for being here and joining. And so to continue on with this definition, or the origin of the luck of the Irish, it also, they said, carried a certain tone of derision, as if to say only by sheer luck, as opposed to brains, could these, quote, fools succeed. So it's also to remember, as you walk your path, as you stay true to your center, as you listen and go as guided, your soul source connection, as you defy the odds, as you step beyond what you've known or what others want or expect or desire of you, as you move forward and you stay in that golden center of empowerment, of faith and trust, full faith and trust, you will have others that will look, because they're not doing what you're doing. They're not being the luck of the Irish. And they will then, in essence, cast derision, cast stones. Walk on by. Stay focused on you. You know that funny expression, you do you, boo. Stay true to you. Because this is what's on offer. It's on offer for everyone. Hello, Elizabeth. So, and they said the word luck itself is Middle Dutch in origin. And the word comes from luck, a shortening of guluk, meaning happiness, good fortune. And the word was probably introduced into the English language in the 15th century as a gambling term. So see that luck has this connotation associated that it's by chance, and yet it's not. It's permanently on offer. This month, these major transitions, these planet shifts, that verdant abundance, that prosperity, that luck is going to become ever more present. It's going to become ever more prescient, present, right there for you, right in the palm of your hand. And so again, remember, be very, very mindful to not allow others to persuade, dissuade, delay, procrastinate, keep you back down. None of that. Stay in your center, because it's time to shine. It's your time to shine. Step by step, we put it together. Where there may be difficulty, that 3, where the month represents, the 3 represents difficulty at the beginning. The difficulty is merely us finding our steps. It's new. It's going to be new to us. However, what is absolute is that it's our time to shine. It's your time to shine. And so, just piece by piece, step by step. Colleen and I had a beautiful exchange on Facebook on this Be Fearless, Not Afraid post. And the beauty of the fact that, yes, we can meet troubles or hardships and whatever. However, break them down step by step, piece by piece, brick by brick. We posted 2 songs that the Unseen gave, and it was so timely. So thank you, Colleen. It was amazing that you, again, the Unseen thread and the tapestry, where that discussion, the post, created an even greater discussion. Because their point is, yes, when you take it all together, it can overwhelm, which can cause us to stop. However, if we simply say, what's the next step? Or when we simply say, okay, there's 10 troubles, let's separate each one so that they're not bound together, but they're just one-on-one. And then we're able to see through. We're able to find the pearl, the wisdom in this, in that offering. And then we'll move towards the opportunity and we'll be able to go, okay, and we can release whatever that trouble is, find its pearl, its wisdom, and then go to the next one and to the next one. And eventually, as you've moved through them, you will have overcome. You won't be where you were before, because each step moved you forward. Each step, it's the lotus flower, each step unfolded, opened you up. And that is where we are with this beautiful, and I'm going to bring this new image up, luck of the Irish. Look at this juicy, beautiful, verdant, yummy image. And look how radiant. I mean, you've got the gold 4-leaf clovers on the left, and you've got this literally live, beautiful, just massive 4-leaf clover, organic, real, alive. And it's so in your face is what they're saying to me. And it's associated with gold. It's associated with luck. It's associated with the Irish. And remember, the Irish, Danann, the tribes of Danann, they come through from Egypt, through the Iberian Peninsula, up through the west coast of Europe. So they're coming up through England. It becomes New Scotia, Scotland. So you have this England, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, the Iberian Peninsula, this luck of the Irish, it goes back to the pharaohs. It goes back to the gold, the riches, the gold and silver. So you can see I'm really beating this, I'm hammering this home, and thank you for bearing with me with this. They really wanted us to hear this message, to get this point that it's about the verdant, green abundance arriving, coming, that will be here for us, that will be ever present. And all we need to do, all you need to do is stay true to you. Keep building step by step on you, and do not worry or allow what others are doing or thinking or want to obstruct you, block you, keep you back, keep you held down. Harness this amazing energy, this amazing transformation, because that's the other thing too. Saturn and Pluto. So Saturn and Pluto are at the 29th degree. They are moving, Saturn's moving into Pisces, Pluto into Aquarius, and they are at the 29th degree of the sign preceding them. And that magnifies and it amplifies. And it's also saying, it's that threshold, right? So it's saying, what in my past? What is it in my past? What is it in my future? What am I letting go of? What am I moving to? And thereby, and you can see how that 3, difficulty at the beginning, how that we got to discern, we've got to listen, we've got to go as guided. In this, even and in spite of, in the face of others wanting a different outcome of us. That's their issue, not yours. And so move forth with this great gift of empowerment, of riches, of prosperity. Because remember, you have the golden ticket. New adventure awaits. New beginnings await. They've been telling us this, and that's what is on offer. Now let me jump, because this is really here. Look at for me, where I am in the central time zone in the United States, 10:23. So it's 3/1/23, 10:23. New beginnings. You can see this messaging that's coming through. That here we are. Here's the prosperity. Now, as you guys know, I listen to the unseen. I write down what the show script is. I'm just putting up my notes, and I found this a little bit interesting, this because I did the show prior and then I listened to the notes this morning. And the main theme they gave me was Beauty and the Beast, ... a global phenomenon. Well, remember, Beauty and the Beast is all about the purity, the innocence, the purity of Belle, the divine feminine, represented by Belle, being, in essence, enslaved, captured, so that she could set her father free, and how she looked through or beyond the illusion of the beast to see the purity of his heart, to see the purity of who he truly is. And in essence, all would be lost if true love, the true love of these two coming together, of her being able to see beyond the illusion of time, the illusion of enslavement, the illusions. And if she did, everything was restored. So imagine again, we've got luck of the Irish, rainbows, unicorns, leprechauns, pots of gold, prosperity, abundance. It's always been heaven on earth. It's always been what's available to us. And here it's, are we willing to see beyond the beast of our current existence, our current making? Are we willing to find the beauty within ourselves, within each other, within, so as to receive everlasting love, this renewal? And then a global phenomenon. And this speaks to, and remember, there's also, there's a significance here about how, I think it's the maitre d', the butler of the house, of the castle, was the antique clock. And it's when the clock strikes midnight, strikes 12, right, that in essence, everything's lost. The last petal of the rose falls off. However, she honors and admits her love for him, for the beast, and thereby everyone, everything is restored. It's new. And I just want to bring up the word phenomenon, because they're making a point here of Beauty and the Beast, a global phenomenon. And so what they're talking about here is, so the definition of phenomenon, a fact or situation that is observed to exist or happen, especially one whose cause or explanation is in question. A second definition is a remarkable person, thing, or event. So here they're saying to us, Beauty and the Beast, a global phenomenon. And what they mean by this is there'll be something, and then there's a lot of astrologers that have talked about, and a lot of spiritual, metaphysical practitioners who have spoken about a celestial event, a la Three Wise Kings, Star of David type, some celestial event, phenomenon that will be a global phenomenon, will be witnessed by all, that surpasses the need for it exceeds the barriers of language. It will speak to all, and so thereby, and they've said for many times to me, coming to a theater near you. Well, that theater, of course, the theater is the sky, is the heavens, the sky, the night sky. That is the ultimate theater. That theater transcends all languages, all cultures, all understanding, because it speaks directly to our soul. And so we have this Beauty and the Beast, a global phenomenon. And they said, with that, what you see is what you get, ... in the most spectacular of ways. So again, we can say that the luck of the Irish and all of the associations, the mythology of it, the otherworldliness of it, is something that a cause or explanation that is in question. Do we really believe that to be true? And here they're saying what you see is what you get in the most spectacular of ways. So in essence, with these shifts, with these, and I get that it sounds fantastical. I'm not, I understand. However, what they're saying is what you see is what you get. What we will see, that stroke of midnight, and we wake up, and with these major planetary shifts, this moment in time, this celestial event, things will be different. What we see is what we get. And that's also, remember, they said some shows back, remember, the more open we are, the faster we see. So what you see is what you get. When you believe in the magic of the universe, when you believe in your individual star power, your spark of the divine, your abilities, your opportunities, your soul source connection, when you allow it to lead you, feed you, nourish you, what you see is what you get. It's in a very, and I don't mean any, I'm going to say it the way they're giving it to me. In a very dumbed down version, it's the law of attraction. So yes, and I mean no disrespect to that. I'm just giving it to you the way, in principle, yes, it's the law of attraction. However, this is like the law of attraction on steroids. It's like when you are in that lane, that vein of seeing, of believing, of being, the most spectacular experiences, things come to pass, come to be. They're yours. With that, they're saying, tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. And so, yes, this is part of the lyrics to the song. It's number 2. It's this pairing of things. Tale as old as time. So it's a tale and time, song as old as rhyme, song and rhyme, melody, music. Remember, they've said to us, we're going back to where we began, but an octave higher, an 8. An octave is 8. And so, and it's music. It's the universe is based on numbers. Music is numbers. It's notes based on numbers, mathematical. Everything's mathematical. And so, tale as old as time. It's something that's been foretold. This promise, this deliverance, this return to a golden era, this time. It's a tale. It's biblical. It's 2,000 plus years old. It's a tale as old as time. It's a promise. And then this song as old as rhyme. It's something that is melodic. It is something that is beneficial, nurturing, brings joy. Music moves us. And so, and it's endearing, it's pure, it's about love. The third thing they said was, and the three, when I wrote the three, it looks like a 3 and a 5. And they said, mark my words. And the K looks like an X. And they said, mark my words. Time of, in quotes, great transformation. And this March 3, 5. And it said, X marks the spot, -time. So there is this mark my words. And when you look back at old period representations, whether it be a play, a movie, an episodic, whatever it may be, you'll hear people say back in time, mark my words. They used it as a very common phrase to state a position of fact. And so here, 3, difficulty at the beginning. You can see me difficulty speaking. But this 3 and 5 changes. 3, Trinity. 3, beginning, difficulties at the beginning. But mark my words, and this is the unseen. Time of great transformation. And here are these major planetary shifts that are upon us. Here's this month of the luck of the Irish, these major transitions, this doubling down, the 3-23-23. And so, fourth thing they said, so with this, they said 4 is foundational. They said, the irony of the situation, the irony of the times, what was, in quotes, hoped for arrives. So they're saying again to us what's individual, and so micro, macro, the irony of the situation, the irony of the times, what was hoped for arrives. And it's foundational. It's what we will build upon. It is what the new represents. And the hoped for is like each of us has our hopes, our dreams, our wishes from soul level, interior. And then life, mind, experience, others, this type of thing, all kind of masks, erodes, covers up, burdens, delays those hopes, those dreams. And collectively, we share this hope of utopia, a perfect world, a harmonious world, a world of peace, a world of prosperity, a world of a life, an existence of goodness, kindness, generosity. So here they're saying what was hoped for arrives. And let me also go back to Beauty and the Beast, a global phenomenon. And that luck of the Irish, where it was also a statement of derision. There will be those that remain, the way they're saying it to me, remain the beast. And remember, the beast in Beauty and the Beast was this very handsome, youthful prince, but he was arrogant, and he was entitled and arrogant and hard and cold because of experience, because of life, because he didn't believe. He was cavalier about things. He didn't believe. And the crone placed the spell upon him. Okay, you will be, live out, be as the beast. And the only thing that will save you until the last petal falls is the purity of love. You have to open your heart. You have to see it again, or see it for the first time. And so, again, be mindful that the only one we are meant to save, the only one that we are in control of, is ourselves. Allow each their soul's journey. It's one of the hardest things to do because humans innately want to save one another, or we tell ourselves we can do it for another, when in actuality, we cannot, we never could. It wasn't ours to do. Yes, we are our brother's, sister's keeper. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Yes. However, what the soul is meant to experience is individual. It's theirs. With the inner, the unseen, the golden tapestry, the unseen tapestry that says we've all come to have this experience and we've all said we will do things. However, the one thing that we've never said that we would do is do it for another. That is not possible. What's possible is that you take care, you rise, time to rise. Here we are. It's time to shine. It's our time to shine. You can see the two broken pieces being united, put back together with this radiant magic, this unseen glory, this magnetism. And that, but there's only one person placing this back together. And that is you with your soul source connection. It's not 10 people, it's not 2 people, it's one person reuniting, restoring their soul, advancing their soul, and doing so as guided soul source connection. So this is true, to be mindful. The point of that was to be mindful that, again, the beast, there will be beasts that remain. They're just, at whatever point they may or may not see the magic, receive the magic, and the magic is the purity of the love, the goodness, the what's on offer. That's up to them and their soul's journey. Don't get lost on yours. Don't get distracted. Don't delayed. This type of rerouted. Stay, golden ticket, on time to the party, heading forward into all of this. Last thing they said, and let me know how all of this is resonating in the comments. I just want you all, I want to know that I'm articulating all of it. The fifth thing they said, they gave me the song, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. It's an Ashford and Simpson song from 1966. It was popularized, of course, with Diana Ross. The original was recorded by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. What this Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Ain't No Valley Low Enough, Ain't No River Wide Enough to keep me from you. This is 5. It's number 5. It represents change. Ain't No Mountain High Enough. It is a love song. It is written as a love song. So now, between individuals, now translate that or transfer that relationship, that love, to you and source. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from you. Meaning everything that was promised, that everything that is this Beauty and the Beast, a global phenomenon, this luck of the Irish, this moment in time, this epic transformation, there's no mountain high enough, there's no valley low enough, there's no river wide enough that will keep me from you. There will be no separation. There will be no one left behind. It's simply, again, free will and choice. The purity of us aligning with that truth, our truth, that this is what's on offer. And they said it came in as representing God's source, God ordained change, promise, relationship, and covenant. So we have this beauty, and I'm going to post both of these songs, the Beauty and the Beast song from the movie and the Ain't No Mountain High Enough song. So you'll see them and have them. So, and Colleen is saying it is so on point. So love this message. I love it too. I was really, really, really happy with this because, what it brings about is, and we've had this before in a previous show, but it brings about a new burst of inspiration. This beginning life anew and um, being new to the party, being, it's like bring it to life, being new to the party. And Brigitte saying just heard that song earlier, and it's like, there we go. See that unseen golden tapestry, the master weaver. This is us. In this image on the screen, it is a seedling bursting up through. Look at the radiant sun, and it could represent the sun, the moon. It's silhouetted. It's this globe of light, and this new shoot bursting up, bursting through, and it's a new burst of inspiration. It's going to. They're saying to me, it's going to hit us like a Mack truck in the most amazing way, in the most positive, beautiful, prosperous way. And it's just for us. And yes, there's everyday life. However, as we all know, life can change in an instant. In just a snap of the fingers, life can change. And so while we, to the point that we made earlier with the post with Colleen and I's interaction, take each step as it comes, and then be open to this opportunity. And thereby, because the ANARETIC degree, this degree of faith, and they say it's, again, we talked about this in the previous show, it is that is that degree of faith and giving up, because contained within is the other, right? And so it's like, don't give up. Don't give up just before the miracles arrive. Don't give up on yourself. Don't tell yourself you can't have or be or do what your soul yearns to be and do and experience, because you absolutely can. Because here we have, I'm bringing it up on the screen. This is again from a previous show, but you notice the background has been changed to green. They were very, very insistent. Green, green, green. Because it represents the power of source. It represents the nourishment, the abundance, the prosperity, the fecundity. It represents spring. It's nature. And so here again on the left, you have the world card. And remember, the new earth, the new world is in her left forward hand. Rod of righteousness, it's being ruled with righteousness and a rod of steel. And you see this. And look, she's a Renaissance. This tale as old as time. This period piece. She's on point. At the bottom, her shoes are on point. Mark my words. X marks the spot, the time. She's on point. And the old, in her right, the old earth, the old ways, the old paradigm, the old is like this little earth, this little thing that's kind of like over her back right shoulder. She's not even looking at it. And I used the phrase in the last show, dans le poubelle, in the trash. It's like it's released. It's no longer. In the center is the beauty of the Fool. She's the maiden with the bluebird somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly. There's this beauty. Look how verdant, green. It's the alligator. It's huge imagery for ancient Egypt, the crocodile, the alligator, the crocodile. And you have this, and you can see there's this beauty of the tail rising up. It's continuing to grow. It flowers, it blooms. And then you go to the card on the right, it's the Magician card. And you literally have, and remember, swans mate for life. Swans, you have the butterfly, transformation. You have the magic wand illuminating. She has all the tools of the tarot, of the four suits. She has everything she needs. And it's on this verdant green plateau. This amazing, and look at she's got a cap on, right? And it's like a cap of wisdom. Remember ancient Egypt, the pharaohs, all the way to the bishops in Catholic religion and so forth. The mitres hat. It's a cap of wisdom. It's a cap of royalty. It's a cap of knowing, of intuitiveness. And so you have everything, and the swan representing your mate, and the golden door. Look at the cross in the window, the sacrifice, the cross, and yet it's transparent. The hat and the window, it's transparent. You can see through it. And remember, they said to us, what you see is what you get. Be able to see through the illusion of things to receive the magic, because you're co-creating. And the magician has everything to manifest, to create, to bring to life that which we want. Brigitte is saying, I just had amazing downloads yesterday after a beautiful surrender. I was so giddy. That's so awesome. I mean, that is this energy. That is, and no matter what, when you're guided, go. Listen and go. Because remember, it's a 7-year. And the 7 represents the foundation of God's word. It's divine fulfillment, completion, perfection, deliverance. It is that. And this X marks the spot is this moment in time. So let's move on to, it's hexagram 29. It's called the abyss. And as I'm bringing this up, sorry. So, and with that, it represents the abyss, but the abyss is in the void, the unknown, the deepest realms. And so it talks about that Khan, K-A-N, Khan, abyss, and its action is relinquish. It's about relinquishing the old, relinquishing control. It is about surrendering to your soul. Have the ego, mind, personality surrender to your soul. Full faith and trust. Its hidden influence is 27, nourishing vision, nurture. Here's all this verdant green, the gold, the silver, the luck of the Irish, all of it. It's there. Its underlining cause is clarity, persist. That ANARETIC degree, the 29th degree, the degree of faith, clarity and persist. Do not give up before the miracles occur. Do not give up before this massive transformation occurs, because it's here, it's time. And it says, when you cannot change the direction of the wind, adjust your sails and let it guide you. Because again, it's not about us being in control. Our control is in listening and following and going as guided, following. 17, follow, be led. Higher hand, higher, the master weaver, the host, or the guest. And it says, Khan reveals how we explore a path even when it feels dangerous. Whatever your question, there is an element of needing to go deep below the surface to uncover what is really happening, no matter how frightening. Remember the conversation in the exchange with myself and Colleen. The problems, the troubles, are simply opportunities. It requires us to go deeper below the surface to uncover what the pearl, the wisdom is, the gift, no matter how frightening. The idea of nourishing vision can also lead to staying away because of fear. In every hero journey, just when success is on the horizon, the nemesis reappears. And we just said, don't quit. That ANARETIC degree, it's the degree of giving up, and it's the degree of faith. So right before it all happens, here comes the nemesis, and it will be, thus, I'm going to pull this up really quick here, thus, be fearless, not afraid, because the time will come for these events to occur. Again, micro, macro, individually, globally, person, business, government, institutions, the time will come. And thereby, so just in every hero journey, just when success is on the horizon, the nemesis reappears. Will we fight or flee? Will we allow the change to teach us something? Will we continue to nourish vision in unhealthy ways? So in other words, will we allow it to teach us something, or are we going to continue in an old way, old pattern that's unhealthy, or that's ending, that's leaving us? We are told not to persist in an old way, even when we might not understand the new way. What you will know is that the old is over. You're meant to let go of it, whatever it may be, person, place, thing, thought, belief, whatever it is, you will know. So it's not to persist in an old way, even when we might not see what's down and around the corner. We might not know what the new way is. This is similar to the dark night of the soul, where life seems to engulf us in confusion and we give up hope. Can you honestly look back and not see the meaning for any challenges you faced? When we're open to being able to find the wisdom, the pearl, and look at the beauty of this imagery. It was purposely chosen, this field of wheat, and the wheat representing the golden harvest, the golden opportunity, the nourishment. We will always find it when we look for it. It's always ever present as long as we're open to look for it. The situation is highly charged, but like the hero, going through the danger is necessary to discover who you are, what you really need, and what you are capable of accomplishing. In hero myths, one often discovers that the nemesis is actually a teacher, sometimes even a parent. In this case, the dangerous flow of water that has engulfed you will lead somewhere beneficial when you just relinquish control. So again, this is from Carrie Hone at cafeausoul.com. She's talking about this with hexagram 29, and she's using the water analogy. Salmon swim up river. It's innate to them. Most people don't. Most other fish and humans, you don't swim against the current, you flow with the current. And when you surrender, and in order to do that, you have to relax, you have to surrender, you have to release so that you bob and you flow with the current, and it delivers you somewhere. There is great power and realizations to be obtained when confronting fear in the deep waters of the unconscious. The current of events can be overwhelming, like a deluge. This is back to Colleen's and I's post, the deluge. But there is a benevolent aspect at play which is seeking to set you free. Along with the dangerous abyss you must descend into, we see an image of a cap with wings, signifying one who teaches others how to transcend difficulty because of actual experience. Remember, teacher, student, student, teacher. We are the individual. We have the cap with wings. We just need to utilize it. We just need to invoke it. You might rise above the danger with the faith that all is unfolding as it should. You can also choose to allow the situation to lead you deeper into your own psyche and emotional dynamics. You can choose to dig deeper. It is the lotus. You can keep unlayering. And just when you think that you've gotten to the point of understanding a situation or a trouble or an issue, another layer will reveal itself and greater depth and opportunity will present itself. Using humor or escapism to mask the danger won't work. The winged cap isn't a toy and doesn't magically appear so you can just rise above or hide from difficulty. It requires work to achieve enlightenment. However you decide to proceed, after a time of meeting the abyss, you will become more sincere in your outlook. This is what is meant by, when you are sincere, you will meet with success. Con is a time of testing. Hexagram 3, difficulty at the beginning. Clarity as the underlining cause can be a message that an old outlook can no longer serve the new person you are becoming. The old ways, the old person, the old way we do things will not work in this new. It just won't. It's going to be completely different because you're going to be completely different because the energy is going to be completely different. Nourishing vision as the hidden influence can remind you that even when the way forward seems to threaten your idea of safety, energy is working deep within to transform your confusion into clear vision. Con is the keeper of the night self and embodies that part of us that knows exactly who we are and where we need to be. Trust the process at play in your situation and pay attention to your dreams. Even nightmares are a positive sign that authentic power is being returned to the psyche, creative force. The hidden or shadowed side of life is every bit as important as what you see by daylight. This is the ultimate hero's journey of self-discovery. If you can awaken to how you project the past upon experiences, you will discover that fear is a fertile garden, and once transformed, becomes that place where dreams are planted to become reality. And so remember, here we are. The void is often frightening. The abyss, the void, although it is pregnant with enormous possibility. So we're going to take this unknown, we're going to take this void, this abyss energy, and yes, it can be frightening. However, we're going to transform it. And what does it become but this beautiful, if I can bring it up, I got to find it again. Here we go. It's going to come in as a new burst of inspiration. The receptive force. We're going to take this raw, authentic, raw energy and transform it. Creative force, receptive force. Gold, silver, sun, moon. Beauty and the Beast. And it's going to burst forth. And so know that this time is a time of a global phenomenon, of a major shift. I'm just going to bring this back up again. The astrological influences, it's a major shift. It is the ANARETIC degree. It is 29, and you can see how hexagram 29, the abyss, connects to the ANARETIC degrees of these two, Saturn and Pluto, moving, and thereby, and especially Pluto, into Aquarius. Major changes, major shifts. And they're saying to us that it is a global phenomenon. It's going to move us in a way that we have not experienced before. Brigitte is adding, Kelly's actually saying, hands off the wheel. Exactly. We take the hands off the wheel. And Brigitte is saying, be prepared was a huge message this week for me and others I know. Don't ignore those little messages coming in. Exactly. And remember, the ego mind personality speaks with a megaphone. It's the one that brings in fear. It's the one that is loud and unrelenting and so forth. That's the ego mind personality. Recognize it. Say thank you. Namaste. I bow to the divine in you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, in the old ways, in the Piscean era, the patriarchal rule, the mind, the ego, the masculine has guided me, served me, good, bad, and different. That is the way it was. In the age of Aquarius, in the matriarchal rule, it is all about our intuition going as guided, the great mother. And the last piece that I want to come to, I'm mindful of the time. They said to us, the luck of the Irish and the rising star of Venus. That was in the show post. The rising star of Venus. She's known as the morning star and the evening star. They're saying the rising star of Venus. And what this means is, again, she's returning. She is taking her rightful, the divine feminine. And the divine feminine is all about surrendering the ego mind of personality, enjoining spirit, soul, heart, spirit, soul. It's in the mind. All of them are enjoined together, and it's in a triangle, a trinity. It's moving. They always say this to me. They show it to me like the rotary engine of the Mazda vehicles. Mazda vehicles don't have pistons. It's a rotary engine. So it moves in a triangular fashion. So this is where all of these, the mind, body, soul, spirit, they all come into harmony, balance, and oneness with each other. They are not disconnected like pistons going up and down And is it a 4-cylinder, a 6-cylinder? It's not like this up and down separated movement. It's in a triangular, a trinity, rotary, oneness vessel operating system. So there's no separation. And thereby, this rising star of Venus is that she is returning to her rightful place. And we are enjoining with her. We are coming back together as one, and we will, in the new, with these new changes, these big shifts, we're going to see the magic, the nourishment, the beauty, the love. You can see how all of this theming is from Beauty and the Beast to the Luck of the Irish to the rising star of Venus, how all of that is embodied. And that is not to say that the divine masculine is kicked out, left out. No. Just like Beauty and the Beast, the divine masculine, the arrogant prince, the handsome, arrogant prince, had to come into greater harmony and balance, forgiveness and surrender and embodiment of his divine feminine, so as to be renewed, so as to be restored, so as to find love. That's what this energy is all about, and it's uber auspicious, and I cannot wait to see, because I tell you all, I walk the talk, and I am at a dear friend's home in Austin. I was guided to come here 3 weeks ago. They said, you're going to be there for 3 weeks and leave, and I am on my way again, and I'm going as guided, and each place you'll be delivered. What it requires is full faith and trust. What it requires is letting go of the old. What it requires is to be fearless, not afraid. Because when we are fearless, we're listening, we're connected, we're going as guided, and it requires that of us. And yet what's on offer is assured. What's on offer will be far more than where we've been or who we've been and so forth, because it's our soul, it's the master weaver, it's the host delivering us to what our soul said it would do, to what our soul said it would experience. And that is always, 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 in my experience, ever greater. It's always better than imagined. It's always better. I mean, what you see is what you get in the most spectacular of ways. So we just have to, we got to walk through the fire. We got to go through the unknown. We've got to release the old. We have to be willing to do that in order to receive our bounty, our gifts, our soul's harvest. So thank you all so very, very, very much for being here. Thank you for my time off last week. It was a big week of transition. It's continuing. And with that, I wish you all well, and that you will all continue to flourish. It's big energies this month, big shifts. And please drop a line in the show comments and share with me, with the unseen, what's happening. What transitions are you facing, going through? What are you worried about? And let's see what they have to say. Let's just walk through these and see what's going on. And we will journey this new together. So thank you all. Have a beautiful, wonderful week, and I will see you next Wednesday.
You've been listening to Dearjames Live. Gain intuitive insight, answers, and advice to your life questions, and so much more by tuning in next week and visiting Dearjames.com.